Fest Day 2. Brian Phillips backstage with Nick and Dave, Death Cab For Cutie.
Hi.
Hello.
Nice to see you guys again.
Yeah, nice to see you too.
It's been a few years. I saw you in the lounge a couple of years ago.
Yeah, that's true. It's been about that long. Where has time gone, right?
Right.
You know, a little pandemic in between us, you know.
Pause for everybody.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
When you, great Chicago memories, like particular show, venues, places. What do you think of when you see Chicago on your itinerary?
We go all the way back to Fireside Bowl, Shuba's.
Yeah.
Like, these were old places, like, coming through Metro, like, early on. Like, we've always had great shows in Chicago.
Yeah.
It's always been, like, an odd oasis that every time we're here, I know Ben and I were always like, could we live in Chicago? I think we could live in Chicago.
I think you could.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But you kind of can always count on an amazing show here.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
every time.
Yeah.
No worries about it.
Yeah. Somebody asked me before, like the band I've seen the most, and I said, Death Cab is probably double-digit 12, 13 times over the years. So
that's
half
great.
of them here in Chicago. So
Yeah.
All right.
Great.
We got to send you a gold watch or something.
Can I get one?
Yeah.
You're here to play the Transatlanticism album, 20th anniversary.
Yeah.
So congratulations on that
Thank you.
that milestone. What do you suppose it is that makes it just so connects with people? It resonates still 20 years later. Is there something about it that you can?
I mean, I just feel like it. Ben really just wrote from a real honest place, and there's just something kind of timeless about the themes that he was exploring lyrically in that record and where he was at kind of in his life that I feel like has sort of, at least thematically and lyrically, transcended, any real, cementing in place of any time, really. It seems a bit maybe pat ourselves on the back to say we made like a timeless record, but I think we've all been really surprised at just sort of how well those songs have aged and also how many new people keep connecting with them.
Right.
So
it's not necessarily you're looking at your audience of people our age, more or less. It's new fans that are discovering the music because it's non-linear now.
Yeah.
Discovery of music.
And I think that's kind of just in general. Everyone, people like art that has to do with the heart.
Right.
Like films, songs, whatever. If it's got a real authenticity to that, it will always draw people in. That's the kind of art that I'm drawn to, and will always be. I wish I was here for The Cure tomorrow. It's the same thing,
Right.
Musically, it's still so fresh sounding. I can say that because I wasn't in the band at the time.
That was my next question.
I bought that album on the day it came out, and having been a fan of kind of that extended multiverse of bands that were coming out around that time, I feel like that album really distilled a lot of tones and production ideas that were not quite fully formed by anyone yet, and that's the one that really distilled all that down into something that was so immediate, fresh, visceral, but still smooth, went down easy. It complemented the lyrics perfectly. It was such a touchstone for me when it came out.
I always think of, and I've mentioned this before last time, I always think of the OC. And what a great platform that was for indie bands, and especially you guys. You guys were you're Seth Cohen's favorite band.
Yeah, I know. Didn't expect that, and it was amazing. That's all credit to. The music supervisor at the time that was just reaching in and pulling from that entire world of bands. That what a great platform, really.
Yeah.
We still run into people all over the globe. That show had an international reach.
Oh yeah,
and it was great. It was a good moment for us.
How was it for you joining the band? You joined about 9 years ago?
Yeah, 9 years ago.
And as a fan of the Transatlanticism album, how'd you make that transition from, being a touring musician with them and a friend to, wow, you're in the band now?
It was heavy, I'll admit it. But luckily there was kind of a soft onboarding process where they had just made the Kintsugi album with Chris, who had
just a great record,
basically said, I'm going to be leaving the band when this record is done. I'm not going to tour it, but I'm going to finish it with you. It wasn't a sudden thing, so it gave the guys kind of time to talk to me and to talk to Zach, get us familiar with the material. And we also weren't just jumping into being in the promo photos and doing interviews and being sort of representatives for the band, forcing these new personalities on the fans.
Right.
And we did just get to be touring musicians for an album cycle. And it was a great way to learn all the material and kind of just have a job of playing this stuff as well as we could without needing to put too much of our own stamp on it.
Yeah.
How did you put your own stamp on some of these songs?
Just different tones.
Right.
I think live, Chris was only one person, so he'd have to stop playing a guitar part to start playing a keyboard part. But now Zach and I could both do that, and we could sort of insert a little bit of stuff live that hadn't been there before, swelling synth pads or little guitar flourishes, that kind of thing. Just tasteful decoration, I guess.
It's worked out.
Yeah.
It has worked out.
It's worked out great.
It's worked out so far.
It feels insane. I've been in the band for 9 years. Like almost half the time since Transatlanticism came out, I've been in the band, which is very odd.
Well, it's the 20th anniversary, full play. Looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah, I can't wait.
14th time maybe I've seen you guys.
All right, let's make it a lucky 14.
Have you extended an invitation to Corey Feldman, because he was just here a couple minutes ago?
You know, I haven't. I feel like that's one of those things you got to extend in person. So if we happen to cross his path.
He's wearing a bright gold outfit. You can't miss him.
A bright gold?
Gold, yes.
Gold.
Understated.
matching,
Subtle. I like it. Okay. Yeah.
Death Cab For Cutie, the 20th anniversary of Transatlanticism, full play here at Riot Fest. Great chatting with both of you again.
You too.
Thanks for talking.